everyone, welcome back to FOOTBALLBREHZ, a platform where we discuss, debate and banter. My name is DOS and I'll be your host for today's show. Back with us on the show today we have our usual suspects. We have Chelsea fan Kadus, we have Arsenal fan Kieron, we have Spurs fan Ben, who's a little bit happier today, and we have Arsenal fan Kemal as well. And on today's show, what we want to discuss is this crazy protest that happened in the game between Manchester United and Liverpool, causing the game to be postponed. And then after that, we'll discuss some of the big games that are coming up next week. Massive games for the top four race. And possibly City could clinch the title as well in that same week. So big topics to come ahead. So before we do that, can you guys make sure you subscribe, you like, you follow all of our social media platforms. And comment as well. Let us know... talk on the topic, let us know what you think, debate with us too, we'd love that as well online. All right, let's quickly start. First of all, I just want to put it into context, all United fans, I think there was between 8 to 10,000 United fans who came first of all outside the team hotel of both Manchester United and Liverpool, causing havoc, causing noise, because they're protesting against the owners, the Glazers. As we all know, there's a bad relationship between the fans and the owners there. Secondly, then they went to outside the stadium. They went in the stadium. I don't know how they got into the stadium. They went on the pitch and, you know, havoc.
Well, some say it's a Manchester staff that let them in.
Maybe
inside job.
There's videos of people letting them in.
It could be because it could be.
I think Quebec was defending it. So.
or Trent. But it could be because a lot of the internal staff are against the way the Glaziers work, the owners work as well. So I think there's a lot in common between them and the fans as well. So I think I just want to lay out to you guys first, first of all, do you think the protest, as you saw it, because they did it at a time where they cancelled the biggest game, or one of the biggest games of the season, or internationally as well, as everybody watches this game, do you guys think that this was a right thing or a wrong thing to do from the United fans to protest?
Right thing, right time, but just wrong approach. I think the violence part of it is just, for me, that was the disappointing part.
So what was the violence for you? What happened that was violent for you?
A couple of police officers got bottled, equipment's got destroyed, cameras, everything, the pitch.
Yeah, you're right about the police officers. You're right. I saw a picture of someone, one of the police officers' face cut. I saw that.
I saw a lot of people throwing like tripods around everything, destroying the pitch.
Yeah. I don't think cameras got destroyed. I know that there was rumors flying around, but it was the tripods that they were throwing around. Do we know?
The camera as well. There was a video.
There's a camera as well.
Jumping over and throwing it.
Yeah, and goals. I think there was a goal. One of the goals was ripped and everything. There was a ton of. To me, it's damage. It's unnecessary damage that is just causing havoc, which they could have just.
You know what? I think if we just talk about the damage, that's really the problem. We need to think about the reason why they was there instead of going for the damage. Whenever there's a protest, there's always.
But that's what I said. That's what I said. It's the right thing and the right time. It's just they took it that little bit too far. That's it.
Yeah, but it's always this 1%, isn't it? It's the 1% that do that.
Yeah,
I agree with Kemal because I think anarchy is necessary in these situations, and you know, we can't really tell people how to protest. You know, my only issue with all of this is just that the energy needs to stay consistent.
Yeah.
You know, earlier this year we had the Black Lives Matter movement. Regardless of what you think of the institution, the message that people got on the streets to protest for was greeted very, very negatively. And even though there were some negative voices towards this protest, I didn't really feel it as strongly as when people were talking about racism. Even with how this whole thing has been dealt with, you know, when we're looking at the Super League and how that came into play and seeing everyone jumping on board. Obviously, yes, money is the reason why people, you know, rose up and spoke out against it. But, you know, we're still having issues now where players are getting abused online. And, you know, the way that we're dealing with it is so flippant. It's a bit of a slap in the face, really, for me. So in terms of anarchy, yeah, you know what? I'm all down for anarchy. I'm all down for the people, you know, taking control, because football is nothing without the fans. So if anyone wants to complain about how it's done, then, you know, that sometimes is a casualty of war. But for me, you know, the energy needs to stay consistent, and that's my only point.
But the problem is that the fans are the racist ones. So you know.
Allegedly.
But I mean, racism is part of society. But anyway, you know, that's another thing.
So also, just to go back on to what Case was saying, I think the statement is very, very bold, and I think it's almost like a complete 360 in what happened 2 weeks ago with the Super League, with the owners who know nothing about football saying we want to make the Super League, and then the fans turn around and say no, we don't want it. So the statement which the owners made compared to what the fans made, polar opposites, and I think that's what's needed in football.
But you guys have to remember as well, just to put it into context a little bit, the Super League was just the icing on the cake. Like, a lot of people are using the Super League as the reason why, but
a springboard.
It's been years. Yeah, it's been years that the fans were against the Glaziers. I mean, when we were winning trophies, the fans were wearing the green and yellow scarves to show that they're against.
From the Fergie days. Yeah,
they were always against them. So it's just that all of this, the fact that they're not looking after the stadium, the fact that the stadium's eroding, the fact that they're not pumping money in the right places. Yes, we've got money for players. That's one thing. But there's also pumping money into the youth system, creating good youth. You know, like what City are doing. They're actually creating a culture in that side of Manchester.
Chelsea too.
And Chelsea too. And that's what United have to be doing as a big force in the UK, and they're not doing that. They're just making money and putting United in debt, and that's what's really, really pissed off the fans. Let's just go to the next point. Should United get, because there's been rumours, you know, maybe United are going to get points deducted from this, because of the cancellation. Do you guys think that should happen, and they should?
No,
of course not. Because
why should the players be punished?
Chelsea, the game got delayed. Arsenal happened last week. So it's happening everywhere. I don't think that it's just Manchester United fans that aren't happy. I don't think football fans in general are happy.
Yeah, you're right. But this is the first time.
Speak for yourself,
I think it's more about it's more about the game itself. It's about the game being cancelled.
Exactly.
Why
this is the first time a game got cancelled.
Because it got next level, didn't it? They got let into the stadium.
Well, I think it was the stadium, the fact that they went into the changing rooms, the whole COVID protocols.
The team shouldn't be punished. The team should not be punished.
You know, they actually went on the training ground.
The players shouldn't be punished. Yeah, that was last week, wasn't it? They went into
the training ground. No, it happened again recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who should be punished? Kadus.
The owners. Try and think of a fine for the owners. I don't know.
Why would the owners get fined?
But the fact of the matter is, the players have been working hard this season to try and get themselves into a good position. You think because of the owners, which is something that's out of their control, they should be punished? Well, I think that should be above board.
Well, you're right. And there's one rule that states, and I'm not sure if it's on the FA side or the Premier League side, but there's one rule that states that it can only be deducted points if it was United who decided to cancel the game. But United didn't. It was the police who decided to cancel the game. So I think because of that, they may not get punished for that in terms of. That would suck though.
I think the only reason why it might be United's problem is because the stadium itself may not have deemed to be safe to play the game. So I think that's the only reason why.
Yeah,
it might come into like a security.
They would have to look as to how the players broke into the stadium, and if they find that United had a part to play in that, then
yeah.
Sorry, the fans.
What Maguire's there with the keys is letting people in.
All right. Last question. Do you guys think that this protest will make a difference?
I think it has. I think it's made a movement already. I think it's from the time the fans are actually breaking into Old Trafford and having conversation with the pundits.
Question is, are Arsenal going to follow suit?
Huh?
Are Arsenal fans going to follow suit?
Well, they
the
do.
fact of the matter is, the Glazers are under a large microscope. You know, what they did last week has obviously left a sour taste in everyone's mouth, not just the fans, but
not just the Glazers as well. It's everyone that was in. Everyone that was in that.
Honestly,
I just don't think they care.
I'm the only one that disagrees. Exactly.
I don't think
they
care.
Not care. None of these owners care. I'll just talk on Arsenal's perspective. The Cronkies are not even in the country. They do not give a damn what is exactly. They're on their ranch and they're business people, and that's what I think fans keep on forgetting. It's a business. Yeah, you got a love for the club. It's not like how it is in Germany where the fans own 51%. It's totally different here. So they're here to make a business. They're running that business in the way that they think suits them. for them to get money in their pockets. If you win a trophy, hey, you win a trophy. If you don't, it's one of them things. They're here to make money. And yeah, fans don't have to accept it and they can speak up. But will anything change?
Here's my
one thing changed. Ed Woodward stepped down. We've been asking
stepped down
for that
because he stepped down.
He stepped down because you man invaded his yard.
Just finish that. The
Come on, let
fans
me
are
answer that
wrong
point.
because they're going to his house and they're constantly doing things to his house. That's wrong.
Wouldn't
Come on, let me
you
answer
step
that point,
down
Kemal.
if people started coming to your yard and threatening your
Of course I would.
family?
Of course.
Exactly.
That'd be gone.
Let me answer that point.
Go
You
on,
know, a lot of
Kadus.
people say that football is nothing without the fans, right? So obviously these guys are here to make money, but where's the main revenue coming from besides advertisement? We're talking about people buying merch,
Yeah,
the fans,
yeah.
tickets. So at the end of the day, if fans in this case are making a statement by saying, look, we want this match to be cancelled, which means that we have now seen a lot of people mobilising at an unprecedented number. Who knows what can happen? Because it could be a case where it's like, okay, well now we're not going to pay for tickets. Now we're not going to buy merch.
Yeah, but then that's just going to
cool.
cripple the
But
club.
are you
That
gonna
may be an
cancel your
optimist for
Sky
sure.
Digital?
That would
Are you
just
gonna
cripple the
cancel your
club.
Sky Digital? Are you
I'm not going to
cancel
cancel.
your
Listen,
BT?
I just support United. I
Okay,
support Chelsea, bro.
but
So-
Chelsea got
It's
listen.
football.
Chelsea's got
Let's
oil money.
finish
That's
up,
different.
Let's finish up.
But with United,
and you got no trophies, and Tottenham has no trophies.
Okay,
So that's the other
okay.
thing. Now.
The point.
what's that got to do
We're
with
talking
it?
about
You
money
go to-
here. We're talking about money. But if you want to bring trophies, that's cool, innit? The point I'm trying to make is, if fans start boycotting going to games, then they're just crippling the club that they love the most. So it's pointless. It's that simple.
And hold on. Remember, you lot got these are big clubs. You got international fans. There's still people flying over and will pay and die to go to these games. There's I talk on Arsenal red members that can't even get a ticket.
Nah,
If they're able to get a ticket,
Yeah.
they're going to that game. They will fill it up no matter what.
That's
That's a
true.
good point.
I hate.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
All right, let's finish it up there. Maybe you guys let us know what you think. Do you agree with what we're saying? Do you disagree? Do you guys think United should get deducted points? Let us know and why. Not just yes, they should do and that's it. Because I know a lot of you would do that. Let's move on from that. Let's go to the games. Let's go to something a little bit more on a positive note. Big week coming up. I think this next week, because there's double game weeks, is going to really determine a big push on who finishes where. Is going to determine big head-to-heads are coming up as well. Some games mean a lot more for teams than other games. We're not gonna preview everything. We're gonna preview 3 games that we think are going to be making a big difference. First one we'll start off with is Manchester City versus Chelsea. Massive game. One, because City are trying to win the league still. And then 2, because Chelsea are trying to cement, as high a finish in the league as they can. So, how do you guys think that game is going to play out? Because, part 1 was a couple of weeks ago when Chelsea came out on top in the cup. How you guys think this is going to play out in the league? Do you think it's going to be similar to that? Or do you think City are coming for revenge? What are you saying?
I think it's going to be a similar outcome for me personally. And the reason why I say that, because a lot of people the first thing that people will say is, oh, well, City had 8 changes, which is true. They had 8 changes, even though we can argue that some of them were starters as well. It's City. But they did bring on a lot of those players in the second half, and they still didn't really test us. I think they only had, 2 or 3 shots on target. I could be wrong with that. So I just think for me, Chelsea's biggest downfall is going to be Chelsea, to be honest with you. I think we've already shown what we're capable of under Tuchel already. Obviously, we've got Real Madrid coming up on Wednesday. We've got, so that could obviously play a major effort into it. Obviously, City are also in a similar position in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So, we just don't know. It's going to be one of those ones, but I'm still pretty confident that we could do something there. I'm seeing a big fight in the Chelsea team, which I haven't seen for a very long time, and I think that that alone should kind of carry us through the last games. It's a business end of the week now, so
Kadus,
we've got to
you
see.
said Chelsea's biggest downfalls would be Chelsea. So, can I ask you a question? If it's Chelsea at their best and City at their best, are you beating them?
That's a tough question, and to be honest with
It's
you,
a tough question.
it's a tough
That's
question
not a
because
tough question, man.
Nah, but
that's-
City at their best. Are you mad,
but
fam?
this is the thing. But this is the thing, right? A lot people will say this, and I may sound crazy saying this, but in order for City to be their best, they're going to have to get the space and time to play. Chelsea's not going to give them that. So we can say, okay, cool, two teams can come together, but Chelsea on that time, we like to play on the ball too. So the fact of the matter is it all depends who's going to lack that concentration, who's going to give that space. We've already seen already that City play a high line, and we've already shown that we can play against that. So, I mean, it's easy to say who's at the best, and obviously City arguably are probably the best team in Europe in form right now. But we can't ignore what Chelsea are doing. We can't. So for me to say that, yeah, it's gonna come down to who's gonna finish their chances and who's gonna actually dominate the game. And I think Chelsea have shown that.
I would say as well, just to lead into that point, I think Chelsea have been playing some good football the past couple of weeks, and I say in comparison to City, I think Chelsea are playing better as a team, and I think City have players that can just one moment of brilliance and they're back in the game again.
But City have a lot more players that have moments of brilliance than Chelsea.
Forget about moments of brilliance. No team for me plays better as a team than City. No team.
Yeah. Listen, this is the reason why.
That's their DNA.
Yeah.
That's their DNA. That passing football they play. That's why they have two squads. You can't do that, Chelsea. Chelsea can't do two squads that come in and still maintain that level of quality. United can't do that.
We've kind of been doing it.
But that's the biggest.
They
You've been changing one or two players. You haven't been changing your squad.
They changed a whole 11. They changed a whole 11. No other team can do that and still perform at that level.
And they got dominated against us.
Okay, but you had your first team. But you had your first team. They did.
Well, no, we made some big changes too. I mean, not as many as them, obviously. But what I'm saying is in terms of what Chelsea's done, now the only thing that we haven't really rotated is our back line, right? That back three is more or less stayed the same, but Zuma will come in every now and again, and we still kept that quality.
Is Rudiger still injured?
No, he's playing. He's got a mask on.
He's playing a mask, on his head. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I'm also a Chelsea fan, and I'm going to be biased. I'm going to back my team. Everyone knows my opinion.
I mean,
you're not honest.
But at the end of the day, I just feel that I want people to give us our respect because we have been playing very very good football.
Respect since the show started.
Damn right, I continue to talk about respect.
Aretha Franklin, let's go.
All
right. So Kadus, let's just finish this conversation up because there's other fixtures that we want to get through. Kadus reckons it's going to be similar to what happened last time. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone that reckons the opposite? That City
Yeah.
Oh, City are going to win.
Yeah. Listen, Chelsea are playing on Wednesday, right? Is Chelsea at home?
Both of them, I think, are playing on Wednesday, aren't they?
No, Tuesday. City are playing tomorrow.
Okay.
You're away on Wednesday, and you gotta come back. You're at home. Okay. So that's all right still, but you've got to prepare for this game on Saturday.
And we're at home on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah.
That helps.
No, you're not.
That
You're
helps
not.
a lot.
You're away on Saturday. Chelsea are away.
Chelsea are away, not home.
Oh, right, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Listen, I think just because of the squad depth that City have and the run that City are on at the moment, and respect to Chelsea and what they've done as well, but I think it's going to be difficult to beat City. Really difficult.
I mean, to be honest with you, I
think Chelsea aren't going to be easy to beat either.
I won't be. That's what I'm saying. I won't be surprised if Chelsea come out on top because also City right now, Champions League is their priority. They know they've won the league. Like, let's be real. They know they've won the league. And we've seen it. They're treating the league like nothing now. They're playing any players. Like, our fantasy leagues are suffering, because of Pep. So, it really depends on what lineup both teams come out with on that day. And I think that will tell us how that game will shape up. It's very, very difficult to judge it right now. Let's move on from that game. Let's go to another big game that's coming up. We'll go to, actually, next week, Manchester United versus Leicester, a massive game for the top four.
Come on, United.
It affects Chelsea, it affects Liverpool, it affects West Ham.
Liverpool, they're not in the Champions League one, bro. Listen, don't even mention Liverpool.
So just Chelsea and West Ham then it affects.
Yeah.
So,
What about Spurs? Wow. Rah. Rah. Rah.
So Ben, you still think Chelsea can finish top four?
Don't answer that question. Don't answer the question. Don't disrespect yourself.
All right.
Well, okay, hold on. Let me just explain my point here, okay?
The biggest flop in the league, bro.
Chelsea are only 5 points ahead of us, right? If they drop 3 points against City, that's just 2 points.
It's true. And Chelsea still got to play Arsenal straight after that, and then they play Leicester after that. It's very
there
true.
you go.
You've got a good point. But
Then
that,
Arsenal, who do
and
Arsenal
I'm not gonna lie.
overtake?
I'm not gonna lie. Spurs looked good in the last game. I'm not gonna lie. I think.
Come on.
Against Sheffield
I know.
United.
I know. I know.
Hey, I swear there's teams
They
in
said
here
the same
that
thing against
struggle
Crystal
to beat
Palace.
Sheffield
Do
United.
you know how
Guys-
gassed they were after that win against Crystal Palace? What happened after that?
I agree with you. And it could be just gas. You're right. It
But
could
we
be
have
just
nothing
gas.
else. We have nothing else to play for right now.
You've got nothing
But
else.
top four.
That's it. No,
we
just
have
leave that.
nothing
You've got
else to
nothing
play
else.
for but top four. So we
got
better get
nothing
it.
else,
You know
man.
what I mean?
All right.
Who's winning the trophy this
All
year?
right.
Who's winning a trophy
All
with
right.
Mourinho and everything?
Bruv, allow it. Allow it. You
Let's
missed
go.
out in the last podcast.
Come
you
on,
should have
can you
been
see he's
here.
back on? He's back
You
on.
should have been here on the
hard
last
juice again,
podcast. Come on, leave it.
Let's
innit?
go. Let's go. United
Okay.
versus Leicester. Massive game, I think, for that whole top four fight. United can still be pulled in. I'm not going to have the whole thing of United are second, they finish second. I'm not going to have that. I still think they can still be pulled back because they may be focused on, that Europa League final. Anything can happen. We know that in football. How do you guys think? Because Leicester now have got Maddison back. Iniacho's on fire. Vardy is there as well. How do you guys think this game is going to
Vardy's
shape up?
so-so.
Is that Old
Did
Trafford?
you see him?
Huh?
Did you see him in the last game?
Yeah, I did.
They've been the thing with Leicester is, don't get me wrong, they've been relying on Iniacho a lot to bail him out, and he's having a phenomenal season.
is.
But in as a whole, I'm looking at them. I'm not really that
You're not
worried.
convinced. It looks like
I'm not convinced about them.
it looks like they're doing their usual thing where they drop in the last part of the season. It really does look like they may actually come out of the top four. They might.
I still think they could.
That's what it is.
What's
I still
that?
think they could.
Leicester is a better version of Everton.
Yeah, I mean,
When
no.
we talk about dropping off,
I think.
come on,
Yeah, but
everyone.
Leicester play good football.
You
though.
were talking about how Everton were going to be amazing this
I
season.
thought
and
they
said,
were
no,
because
they
of
would
Carlo
drop off.
Ancelotti. I did think that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I did think that.
And they bought some amazing signings in the next.
Yeah, and they just
But
died.
they were Everton.
All right, fair
They
enough.
just turn up against Liverpool and that's it.
Do you guys think that United can continue their good form? Because now their form is continuing both away and home now. There's not one
Of
or
course,
the other.
man.
Since we changed the colours in the boards in the
Nah,
stadium.
man, United.
I think-
Sorry.
I think
on.
that at
Okay.
least I think that last win he did in Europa has pumped the team massively, and I think the energy
a
right
big
now, is high, and I think that's gonna just help you win this. That's my opinion anyway. It just
anyone
seems like your midfield is strong. Your midfield wants to run, commit, pure energy in there, which you're gonna overrun Leicester, and that's it.
Do you guys think Leicester could come and do it? Could you guys think that? Because Leicester are
They
kind of.
could.
Because Leicester,
They could.
I mean,
They could do it, but watching Leicester's last couple of games, it's been very hit and miss.
remember,
Like you watch it and it's like there's so many chances they squander.
They were just
and I don't
pinging the
think they're gonna get a
ball
chance against
up
United.
top.
but
They
you
were just
remember
pinging-
Leicester knocked us out of the cup a couple of weeks ago, 3-1. It wasn't even it was a convincing 3-1 victory. It weren't close.
Listen,
Well,
I think
did
it's
he
a big
turn up
thing that
then?
Maddison's back because Maddison's the one who feeds the balls to Vardy.
Yeah.
So
But Vardy's been quiet. It's been in the
Yeah,
been
yeah.
holding
The
up.
guy-
It's a
Last
bit
two
hard
games,
though,
last
because
two
I think they're
games
still
it's
trying to
been
figure
quiet.
out that Vardy and Iniacho combination. I don't think they've
Yeah.
figured that out yet.
I'm
It
not
looks
gonna
a
lie.
bit-
I think it's gonna be very tight. I think it's going to be very, very tight, that game. And I think it depends. United are probably now through to the final, of course, unless something horrible happens. But maybe they're going to be focused on that coming up. They may rest certain players and they may... So, again, it depends on who's playing and who's not. But
just play Cavani. I'll be happy about that. Hashtag
Cavani's going to be safe for the important games, bro. That's what's going to happen. Okay, let's... Go
Mokhtar,
on.
how many goals do you need to lose by to get knocked out of Europa?
4-0.
4-0.
Okay, like what happened to Tottenham?
Tottenham, yeah.
No, Tottenham was 3-0.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, cool.
You tried it, innit? You tried it, Kieron. You
I was
tried
asking a
it.
question.
Well done for effort.
I just asked a question.
That's
Does
what
anyone
you
really
do,
talk
bro.
about that, by the way?
Listen,
Have you
listen,
talked
Kieron,
about that
don't
on this
deceive
podcast?
people in the
Yeah, we
podcast.
have,
We
I
know
think.
what you're like,
Kieron,
bro.
now that you brought it up, that's despicable, isn't it? If you really think about it, how
Oh,
despicable.
but by the way,
it is.
welcome back, Cadus. I don't
All
think
right,
it's despicable.
all right, let's
He's,
move on.
Despicable.
Let's move
He's
on to
been
the...
drinking ever since. Show me drink, Ben. Show me drink. What are you
Let's
drinking?
move on to the last game. Let's move on to the last big game, I would say. Chelsea, again, another game that's going to influence top four. 4-1 team.
Don't say Arsenal.
It's Chelsea
Battering them.
versus
Don't say
We're
Arsenal.
battering them.
Chelsea versus
I'm not
Arsenal.
even gonna open my mouth.
Battering them.
So, this is going to be an interesting game because Arsenal are trying very hard to get into the Europa League final.
They're trying
You're
very
2-1
hard.
You're 2-1 down right now. So, on Thursday, it's going to be very interesting because if you win that and you're in the final, your confidence level...
But they
is
have
gonna
to
be
beat
high.
West Brom first before they play Chelsea. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
The league is nothing, man. The league doesn't mean anything.
No, but the thing is, Arsenal could have a say in who finishes in the top 4 because they're playing Chelsea, and they take points off Chelsea. It could let in Spurs. It could let in West Ham. It could let Leicester get.
Come on, Arsenal.
Still have a role to play. So, do you guys think Arsenal can turn up and get all points from Chelsea? This is going to be at Stamford Bridge. Remember that.
Boy. The way that
Rah, you man are not confident at all, bro. How you letting
confidence?
How you letting Kadus talk first? There's 2 of you and you're letting Kadus talk first, bro.
Listen, yo, don't let me stand up at it, bro.
Listen, man.
So let me tell you.
Let
me tell you about Arsenal,
Kieron,
yeah. Listen, you think it's a game? Arsenal's gonna come, yeah, and we're gonna lose. No, we've been pants, bro. Bro, I'm not confident whatsoever, man. I think we might get smoked. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a madness.
Question.
Yes.
I'm not talking on Arsenal's behalf. So, Kieron, is your boy Danny gonna play?
My boy, what? Oh boy.
Just asking.
Because Kieron,
it depends if you have someone left back in it.
So Kieron, let's say Chelsea win. Arteta in or out? What's going on?
End of the season. End of the season at least, man.
Your season's finished, isn't it? Oh,
I mean wait until I don't mean like kick him out like Mourinho did, and then you've got.
Will it make a difference? Will it make a difference?
Terrible.
Will it make a difference?
Yeah, of course it would.
By the time you play Chelsea, you'll find out if you've made the final of Europa. Which
listen to this.
Yeah, at least we have some form of stability in the team.
Listen to this though. By the time you guys face Chelsea, though, you're more likely going to have Tierney back. You're more likely going to have Lacazette back. That's 2 big influential players in your team.
I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure. I think Arsenal is quite a lot. We always say there's players coming back. They're on the horizon. They're in contention. We don't see them. So they said from last week. I think last week, the Europa game, that Tierney and Lacazette could be back. They didn't even make the bench. They were nowhere to be seen again on Sunday. So don't be surprised if they're doing it to hype us up. Because I think...
If they come back, though, would you be confident that you can get a result against Chelsea?
No, not really. Because if they don't get to play in Europa and they get rushed into the Chelsea game, I don't think they're going to be fit enough. The same thing which happened...
Because if Chelsea go into the Champions League final, they may rest players against you guys.
Yeah, but still, they've got good players, man. It doesn't really matter.
Giroud will come on and score against Arsenal. It's no problem.
This guy hasn't played in like 2 years as well, man. I haven't seen this guy's name since last year.
All I'm gonna say is times are different, innit? Because that 3-1 win, I feel, is a very, very long time ago, where the mentality is different, and I would hope that the Chelsea players and everyone in that club is going to want revenge, because the way that we lost that game and the way that we were able to then gas you guys up to think that you were capable of competing for top 4, because you guys went in the run after that. Like that filled me with a rage just so deep, bruv, that I couldn't even.
We got Mr. Frank sacked. Basically, that was part of his
helped
downfall.
You should be saying thank you.
All right.
Well, no. I'm gonna thank you by spanking you next week. That's what we're thanking.
Let's wrap this up by just quickly. I'm gonna go to you guys and quick. Don't think about it. Don't be like, oh, just quick. By seeing how everything is like right now, top 4. Who's it gonna be? Kadus, go. In order.
In order: City, United, Chelsea. And maybe Leicester or West Ham. Leicester. I'm going to say Leicester.
Wow. Okay. Kieron, go.
City, United, West Ham, Arsenal are nowhere close. So then Chelsea.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Is that the Conference League you're talking about?
All right. Ben, go.
This man got jokes. City, United, Chelsea, Spurs.
The joke was people thinking that you were going to win a trophy this season. That was a joke, bruv.
Who did you say fourth? Who did you say fourth? Spurs?
Spurs, yeah.
And Kemal?
That's a joke too.
Kemal, go.
City, United.
You're the only one laughing.
Leicester,
it's okay.
And Chelsea.
Oh, you think Leicester will finish above Chelsea? Interesting. Okay, cool. So there you have, guys. Let us know also.
What about you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
City.
Don't get shook now, bro. Don't get shook now, bro.
I would
trying to
say
think.
I know, right? City, United, definitely Chelsea third for sure if they don't catch us in second, and then fourth will be
Spurs, you know it.
You know what? I'm gonna go with a wild card. I'm gonna say Spurs.
Thank you, sir.
I said wild card, you know.
It is a wild card.
They've got nothing.
You're
To
making
be
me
honest
feel
with you,
good.
to be
I
honest
just-
with you,
I just
Spurs
don't-
aren't in any other competition, so
That's what I'm
their
saying.
focus
That's
now,
what I'm
innit?
saying. That's
Oh,
going to
very
be
true.
focused on that. Leicester are just dying. I don't know what's happening with them. You know, Arsenal are in twilight zone, so that's it's just everything is everywhere.
We're
So
out
anything
here.
is possible.
We're out here.
All right, let's go to score predictions, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Let's go to score predictions. I'm not going to score prediction the whole games because there's too many games. We'll just pick certain ones. First one, Leicester versus Newcastle. I'm going to say 2-1 Leicester. What are you saying, Kadus?
Draw 1-1.
Okay, Kieran?
Let's say 2-1 Newcastle.
Okay, Ben?
Draw 1-1.
Okay, Kemal?
2-1 Leicester.
Okay, then I'm going to go on the Saturday, Leeds versus Tottenham. I'm going to say it's going to be a 2-0 Spurs win. What are you saying, Kadus?
2-1 Leeds.
Wow, okay. Kieran?
2-1 Spurs.
Okay, Ben?
3-1 Spurs. Just to say, Kadus said 6-0. And look what happened.
Come on. Okay, come on.
Yeah, I agree with Ben. I think it's going to be a 3-1.
Okay, let's go to actually Manchester City versus Chelsea on the Saturday. I'm going to say, you know what? It's very difficult because of the team lineups, who's going to play what. But I'm going to say 2-2 score draw. Kadus, what are you saying?
Back in the boys. 2-1 Chelsea.
2-1. Kieran, what are you saying?
I agree. 2-1 City.
2-1 City. Okay, Ben, what are you saying?
1-0 City.
Okay, Kemal, what are you saying?
1-0 City.
Wow. Chelsea could do it, you know. But anyway, Liverpool versus Southampton. I'm going to say this is...
Arsenal could win a game, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Very true.
Wow. Man compared Chelsea to Arsenal.
Liverpool versus Southampton. I'm going to say 2-1 Liverpool win. What are you saying, Kadus?
2-1 Southampton.
Oh, wow. Kieran, what are you saying?
1-0.
Ben?
I agree with Kadus on this one. 2-1 Southampton.
Okay. Kamal?
1-0 Southampton.
Okay. Wow. All right. Sunday, we're going to go to Aston Villa versus Manchester United. I'm going to say this is going to be a 2-1 United win. Kadus, what are you saying?
3-1 United.
Okay. Kieran, what are you saying?
Yeah, 2-1 United.
Ben?
2-0 United.
And Kamal?
2-0 Manchester United.
Okay, and then we'll go to Arsenal versus West Brom. I'm going to say 2-1 Arsenal. What are you saying, Kadus?
Oh, man, here we go. Hold on, let me compose myself.
2-1 West Brom.
Okay, Kieran, what are you saying?
Let's say 2-0 Arsenal.
Okay. Ben, what are you
You don't
saying?
even believe that.
1-1.
1-1. And Kamal, what are you saying?
1-0.
Ben's
West
praying
Brom.
for the 1-1 as well, you know.
1-0.
You know this, man.
Let's go to next Monday. Fulham versus Burnley. Interesting game. I'm going to say a 1-1 score draw. Kadus.
Yeah, the same 1-1.
Kieran.
No, I think Burnley are playing some good football, man. 2-1 Burnley.
Okay. Ben.
Yeah, I agree with Kadus. Kieran, 2-1 Burnley.
Okay. Kamal.
Look alike. 0-0.
0-0. Wow. Okay. Tuesday, Southampton versus Crystal Palace. Again, I'm going to say 1-1 score draw. Kadus.
2-1 Southampton.
Kieran.
1-0 Southampton.
Ben.
2-1 Southampton.
And Kamal.
1-1 draw.
Okay. Wednesday, Manchester United versus Leicester. I'm going to say 2-1 Manchester United win. Kadus.
3-0 United.
Sorry. Kieran.
Oh, you're right there.
Yeah, little sneeze. Kieran.
Right, getting them demons out. 2-1 United.
Ben, what are you saying?
Yeah. I kind of want United to win this, so 1-0 United.
Kamal.
2-0 United.
You know what? It feels so good to be in a place where everyone's always predicting United win. You know, it's been a long time, but it's actually good.
I want to be in that position.
You're going to be waiting a while, my brother. You're going to be waiting a while.
Let's see if it happens. Let's see if it happens now.
Let's go to Chelsea versus Arsenal. I'm going to
Let's
say,
go.
you know what? Actually, we'll wait for this one. Let's go to Aston Villa versus Everton. I'm going to say 2-2 score draw. Kadus, what are you saying?
2-1 Everton.
Kieron?
1-1.
Ben?
I think Villa might get this. 2-1 Villa.
Kemal?
Villa are dead food right now. It's going to be 1-1.
All right. And the last game, Chelsea versus Arsenal. I'm going to say it's going to be a 2-1 Chelsea win. Actually, I changed it. 3-1 Chelsea win. Kadus, what are you saying?
I'll go. Actually, wait. Ben, go first, bro.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Ben, you first.
3-1 Arsenal. Come on, Arsenal.
Whoa.
Come
What
on.
did you say?
Hold on. Man said, come on, Arsenal.
Yeah, he
No, that's-
did.
I need them to
That
win
He wants
this.
top 4.
I need
He wants
Chelsea.
top 4, bro.
Come on,
Chelsea
what
He
do you
wants
say?
top 4.
I don't particularly care.
Nah, you have to give a score,
2-1
bro.
Chelsea.
Yeah.
Okay, Kieron, what are you saying?
Alright, just to give it some balance. Let's say 3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah.
Believe that.
You just said, let's say. My
Hey,
man said, let's say.
You've got to
Like,
put out in the universe, man.
Kadus,
Let me do what Ben's doing.
finish it off for us.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation, bro. 4-0 Chelsea.
Oh, there you have it. That's all the results
Yo, go
or
to sleep,
predictions we
Kemal.
have for you
Ben, go to
this
sleep
week.
too. You're dead, too.
Let us know what you think. Let us know on the topics we discussed. Please join in the conversation.
Can't
Put
even
your
win the League
comments
Cup,
in,
bro.
and we'd love to engage with you. Thank you for joining us this week. Thank you guys for joining in on the platform.
I
and
hope
we're gonna
you
be
drop
back
top 4, bro.
with you guys.
Chelsea, biggest
next
team in
week.
London, bro.
Thank you very much. Arteta in.
That's what I like to hear.